In this video, I will be answering the question, do I have to change my personality to become an effective leader, to become a leader? Well, the simple answer is no. In this video, I'll be sharing 3 reasons why you don't really have to change your personality to become a good leader, an effective leader. Hi, my name is Joseph. If you are new to the channel, I am a leader in the engineering space, in the telecom space. I have been a leader for close to 10 years. And on this channel, I share a few ideas, a couple of ideas of some of the things that I've learned having led a very high dynamic team for a couple of years now. The first reason why you don't have to change who you are to become an effective leader is in what leadership really actually is itself. So a couple of years ago, when I first began my leadership journey, I always wanted to be like the leaders that were before me, that I looked up to. I always wanted to be the flashy leader, the loud leader. I wanted to be the leader that that I thought embodied what leadership was, what I thought leadership was. And for so many years, I tried to do this. But as time went on, I miserably failed at it because it just really wasn't me, and I was coming to it from a wrong foundation, a wrong place. One of the things that I learned in this time of trial and error was that leadership is really about the influence that you bring, the influence that you bring to mobilize resources and people and whatever is given to you to go towards a particular goal or a particular vision and all that. So at least in the corporate space, if you are able to drive the resources that you have, if you're able to work with the people that you have and hit the targets and objectives that you have been given, you'll be considered a very good leader. Well, how you do that are now the intricate details and the fancy things that we see, the charisma that we see, all those. You can list whatever attributes that you see in the leaders that you look up to. All those are just tools that you use to drive towards influence, towards the goal and vision that you particularly have. Okay, so having realized this made me disconnect from chasing the attributes. So knowing that these attributes that we see, that we see the leaders that we look up to, are now like just tools that you can use whenever you need to use them. Say, if I'm in a season of leadership where I need to inspire my people, well, I can actually learn how to be inspiring. Inspiring is probably a few things like step 1 to 7. Maybe it could be listening more to your people, or being in actually addressing the issues that they have, and so on. You can break down being inspiring into these steps that you consistently do, and people will ascribe you being an inspirational leader because you constantly do these things. The next time you need a hammer of maybe charisma is this particular set of skills, this particular set of steps. Maybe looking people in the eye when you're talking to them, nodding. There are steps that you can. There are small steps, attributes that when we see them, we consider this person as charismatic, and these things can actually be learned, which leads me to my second point. The second point is around the attributes that you need, seeing them as skill sets, and skills, and having the understanding that skills can actually be improved. right? So just like a carpenter, when they first start the trade of carpentry, and this person doesn't know how to use maybe a saw or whatever tool is out there in carpentry these days, the person can actually learn how to use that saw and be able to call upon it whenever he needs to cut something. He would have mastered it through repetition, and be able to use it effectively. If he needs a hammer at a particular point, if he needs a drill or whatever tool, he can first of all learn how to use those tools and be able to instantly call upon the usage of that tool when needed. And this is the framework that I've really brought myself to an understanding of. And like I said before in the previous point, detaches me from this need to think that I need to change. So now, how do you actually really improve at a particular skill set that you want to improve at? If you want to know how to learn how to use a hammer or whatever tool, if it comes to carpentry, if it comes to leadership, whatever attribute that you actually see, in that you need in a particular point or a particular season, how do you actually improve at that skill? Well, three steps to doing this. So I got this from a number of places, and it's summarized as below. The first thing is you actually use that particular tool. You actually do that particular skill, right? So if you want to be good at, say, running meetings, right, which is a very important part of leadership, there's no one of the worst approach would be to constantly read about how to run meetings, how to you watch YouTube videos about how to run meetings, you study it and all that. Yes, that has its place, but if you are constantly just doing that, you will not really just by doing that, you will not really hone that skill. You will not really hone the ability to run meetings and so forth. It's like learning how to ride a bike or even a car. Yes, there are manuals about how you start the engine, how you lift how you drop the thing, the handbrake, and all those things. But just by reading it, you will not be able to really get the essence. You will not really be able to gain that skill as. You will not be able to really gain that skill, right? Yes, you have the knowledge, but there's just something about actually getting to the car, actually feeling how to press the key or press the ignition or turn the key or whatever. There is something about actually doing it, right? So the next part is once you try, put in the reps, you go through the next point, which is to analyze what went wrong. If you are able to, say, record that meeting that you were running, right, you take down notes of what you took note of. You take down notes of some of the things that you need to improve on. So if it's how you organize your notes, how you organize your slides, how you can list maybe you're too silent, you're too quiet. You can list all those things, and then from there you go to the next step, which is listing what you improve in the next meeting. So maybe I'll have to speak up louder, maybe I'll have to share the agenda before, maybe I will have to whatever you know how best you can actually improve. And this is a particular point where you can now actually start reading about what you can improve at in meetings. There are a lot of books around there, a lot of videos that you can watch, and from there,
once you list down what you need to improve, one or two things, don't have to be a whole list of things that you need to improve. One or two things. Once you list those things, you go back to the next point, which is the first point, which is actually trying again, which is actually doing the thing again. So you run that meeting again with that improvement action that you had in mind, and the cycle goes on. Next time you try it, you list down what you need to improve at, what your observations were. You list down the action points that you implement in the next meeting, and so on and so on. So through this cycle of constantly doing the activity, listing what your observations, the improvement actions, and so on, it will lead you to a point of mastery, really, and you become a better leader and a better artisan of a particular tool that you need to use in a particular point, at a particular point. The next point, the third point around change your personality or not, is the fact that your personality is something that really makes you unique, right? In this world where we are in the information age, we are in the age of now AI, and knowledge is literally at the disposal of everybody. And what used to be an unfair advantage of people knowing what used to be an unfair advantage of knowledge is now all over the place. You can easily go to a particular CEO or podcast and get the knowledge of what they did, or how they operate, if they have their books that are out there for almost literally any topic out there. So you see, knowledge is like leveled. What now will really make you unique? What now will be your unfair advantage? Are the internal attributes that come natural to you. So if you are, say, an introverted good listener, well, you can really further sharpen up that attribute that you have, and be able to listen to things beyond say what the customer is saying, and be able to get the intent of what they actually saying, what they actually feeling, and be able to capitalize on that, and be able to make whatever kind of profit, whatever your version of profit is in this particular case. So whatever your attribute is, whatever your personality is, you can actually sharpen those attributes, and those attributes that come easily to that personality, and begin to take advantage and make it a unique selling point in whatever market you're in. So those are my 3 points around this. The first point, as we recap, the first point being that leadership is about influence and the impact that you bring to the table. The second point being around skills being something that you can actually learn. All these fancy things that we see from the leaders that we look up to, those are things that can be learned through trying, observation, improvement, trying again, that cycle. And lastly, your unique personality is a unique selling point, is a unique and fair advantage that you can actually use, and will make you really unique. We'll see you in the next video.